How did you get on to getting a DeLorean, which is, of course, the Back to the Future car? Was that the catalyst?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I would have been, probably 6 years old when I first saw Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And I knew even then that I would get one day.
And your first one? How old were you?
That would have been about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Got the first one. Was enjoying it a lot. It was a 1983, which was a slightly rarer model than the others. They didn't make quite as many toward the end. And someone came along and made a really silly offer on it. I think it was a Vodafone CEO. And he flew down and he took it away. And I was okay with it because I thought, I'll just buy another one and I'll have some money left over.
Yeah. And did you?
Well, I bought another one, brought it in from California, sight unseen. It sounded good on paper, but it was a lemon. It needed everything. And considering that the cars are stainless and they don't really rust or anything, everything that could rust underneath was just rotted out, and it was awful, and it would probably have cost, I would say, anywhere around 60,000 to bring it back up to the level I would want it at.
This is a car from California, which is known for its dryness and lack of rust in cars.
Yeah,
right.
It was garbage. It was garbage, and it sat in the driveway, and I felt really angry at it, and I just You
write a song about it?
Not yet, but I should. The option was sell it off cheap and get rid of it, or keep looking at it and feel gutted.
So
I sold it off. I can't remember how much. It was like 20 grand or something.
Yep.
Just, get it gone. And the guy that bought it actually did end up putting a lot of money into it, and he has fixed it up, which is great.
Yeah, cool. Keep them alive.
Saved enough,
Yeah.
But at the time, there was just no way that I could have done that.
Yeah.
And it was really disappointing. So, then I spent 4 years or so searching for another one and saving and, just like doing everything I could, researching the market. And, if there was one for sale, I knew about it,
Were prices increasing throughout that 4 years?
Prices are going up like crazy. So I think that first sale was 50,000 or 60 or something, which at the time was amazing, because when I bought that first car, I think it was 20 grand on Trade Me.
Yeah,
but then you get, I guess, the Back to the Future anniversaries, and we had the 30th anniversary like 7 years ago in 2015, which is a famous year in Back to the Future.
Yeah, right.
And even just locally, I had actually drummed up a whole lot of interest with my first car. There were some news articles and there were things I was doing in the community, so I kind of I made them more desirable here. So, I guess I kind of screwed myself over a bit in that regard when it was time to be shopping again.
Yeah, so have you got one now?
I do, yeah. It's a 1981, and it wasn't for sale. I had to ask several times to try and get this car, and the guy said, no, I'm not selling it. He was a friend of mine. So I knew the car well, and I knew that it was in pretty much museum quality condition.
Wow.
I'd say almost, if it's not the best condition one in the country, it would be second. It's perfect condition.
Wow. And what is the reaction when you drive around in it? Are people just like, oh, hey.
Yeah. I mean, people will literally stop their car just to, wow. They stop in their tracks, and people point and scream and, yell Back to the Future, or are just shook.
Yeah.
So it gets huge reactions, and it doesn't matter if people are like 5 or 6 or like 100.
Yeah.
All ages, everyone is keen on this car.
What an amazing thing to own. Are there any downsides to owning a DeLorean? Like, are there, because great cars have character, they have good and bad things. Does it have bad things?
Yeah, well, there's a few bad things. I mean, it could be a little faster.
Yeah. What engine is it? Go. Do you know?
CFV.
Which was what size though? It's a little engine. It's not a big engine, is it?
V6,
Yeah.
PRV.
Okay, what
PRV.
size?
Yes,
Yeah.
PRV. Thank you.
Peugeot, Renault, Volvo.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.5?
3.5 V6?
2.4.
Yeah, it's a little
2.8.
engine.
2 point something, 2.8.
Dean,
Look at us go.
Yeah, not experts.
Yeah, 2.8, I think.
Yeah.
2.85 litre V6.
There you go.
Yeah,
There we go.
So
Combine everything.
130 horsepower. Yeah, top
130, yeah.
speed 130 miles.
Yeah,
So,
fantastic.
yeah, I mean, it's not gutless, but, you know, it could be a little faster. Yeah, so that's one thing.
Yeah.
You do have to deal with, you know, the odd comment from people that you do have to repeat stuff a lot. You know, where's the flux capacitor? You know, you've got to.
It would be annoying.
It would be really annoying if you didn't like talking to people. Luckily, I don't mind, but I can see how some other owners get sick of it and even sell their cars because the attention. You know, you stop to get petrol, people are just converging on you, and you know. So
cool. Would you ever sell the car, or is this your car for life?
This is the forever car.
It is.
I'll never sell it.
Are we allowed to know what you spent on it to buy it?
Yeah, so I paid 130.
Wow, it's a chunk of change.
It is a chunk.
But if you look at it over a lifetime of vehicles and you can keep it and restore it, then maybe it isn't a bad purchase.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess if I'm keeping it forever, it doesn't really matter what the prices do, whether they go up or down or fluctuate. It doesn't really matter too much. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, sure. And you use it as part of your brand? You know, can you write it off as a tax deduction because it's part of who you are and what you do as a country singer?
Not really.
Doesn't it cross over? Because I guess it's 80s. Well, I guess you'd say country music is timeless, though, can't you? You can't really put it in a decade, can you?
Yeah, I feel like the country fans are more pickup trucks.
Yeah, of course.
And stuff, and maybe less kind of 80s car people. But that's all right. I've just got the two hats, so I just wear them both at the same time.
Yeah, fantastic.
Have you ever, or do you see many other DeLoreans out in the wild?
Yeah, occasionally. There is a directory of them in New Zealand, so I know where they all are. I know who owns them all. I mean, I've owned two that are floating around already, you know. So if I do see one out in the wild, it's, oh, hey, that's Bob, you know.
Yeah, right.
You just got recently you visited the DMC factory in the States?
Yeah, so we were lucky enough to go over a couple of years ago and went to Huntington Beach and had a look and had a wee tour. And yeah, the car park's just full of DeLorean.
Really?
It's amazing. You can experience it yourself. Just go on Google Earth and have a look because they'll just all be there.
All there, yeah, right.
And it's cool.
Have you seen the new one? Because there's a new iteration. I think it came out last year, didn't it? What are your thoughts on that? Do you like it? Or do you like the history of where your generation, the 81s, kind of came from?
Yeah, I do prefer the original. I'm not convinced that the new one will really become a thing or go far beyond a prototype. I think maybe they'll make a couple.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not too sure. I did order the Mattel Hot Wheels version of it though, because I thought, why not? Even if it doesn't come,
no, we get that.
about.
We get that.
Yeah.
That's Dean's big on figurines and
toys.
Yeah, he loves it.
Just don't grow up.
Yeah, that's exactly it.